Texas is struggling right now to contain a coronavirus outbreak, and today's election was originally supposed to happen back in May, but was postponed due to the pandemic. Well, joining us to talk more about this election is Travis County GOP Chairman Matt Mackowiak and Ed Espinoza from Progress, Texas. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Good to be here.
Matt Mackowiak, some people are surprised by the number of early voters. 4% are Democrats, 2.5% for the Republicans. Now, those numbers, they don't sound very big, but some people are pretty excited by the turnout. What is your take on that, the early numbers?
Well, I think what you're going to see once we see the total number of votes cast is that the vast majority of people voted early. From what I'm picking up, there were very few waits at voting sites across Travis County today on election day, and normally there's pretty good waiting lines. So I think people wanted to vote early because they knew they could be safer doing that rather than having to wait in line on election day. Look, this is a primary runoff. Turnout is very low. The date was delayed. It's in the middle of the summer. It's 100 degrees outside. There are a lot of reasons why people are deciding not to vote. That said, there are 4 or 5 really important races: Senate District 14 special election, House District 47 Republican runoff. You have a runoff on the Democratic side for county attorney. You have the U.S. Senate race on the Democratic side. So there are some races out there that people are watching very closely.
Ed Espinoza, first of all, what do you make of the numbers, the turnout for this special election?
Well, look, the turnout as far as runoffs go is one of the highest we have seen, probably the highest since 1994. That's one part of the equation. The other thing is that runoffs in general, it's all relative, right? Because runoffs in general have very low turnout. And the truth is, we shouldn't even have runoff elections. We should just get rid of them and move to a system of ranked choice voting or instant runoff voting where people can do it all in the primary to achieve that majority that they need. But for now, we have them. People have been turning out. I agree with Matt. A lot of people voted early this time, and a lot of people voted Democratic. You have excitement for the U.S. Senate race. It's a very competitive race in the primary. It's going to be a competitive race in the fall. Beyond that, you've got other races here in Travis County for district attorney and for county attorney. A couple of other things on the ballot as well, Railroad Commission. And Democrats are experiencing more voters coming to their side because people are just fed up. They're really frustrated with the lack of leadership coming out of Donald Trump and Governor Abbott and John Cornyn. And I think we're starting to see that here with the lopsided turnout in this runoff election.
Matt Mackowiak, looking at today's turnout and this runoff election, obviously it's happening during a pandemic. Are there going to be any indicators that would apply to the general election coming in November?
I don't think so. I mean, I think you can look at primary turnout as a sign of enthusiasm. I think primary runoffs are, to me, reliant on so many variables, right? If the Democrats have more action on their side from a countywide basis than the Republicans do, then they're going to have higher turnout. And so that may not really point to any type of enthusiasm advantage for their side. But look, at the end of the day, this is going to come down to the general election in the fall and what the political environment looks like, where the economy is, how people feel about coronavirus, where Trump's job approval is, and how the debates go. That's a totally different election. It's going to have massive record turnout, I think, in November of 2020. This is a primary runoff. It's a subset of a subset, but it matters because these nominees matter.